we go.
Hello.
Hello, we are back. And we're about to have some fun. We're in the studio looking at everything that has been created or is being created right now. And it's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, so I'm just going to roll out a couple coils here for when we do some attachments on. So this is a commission piece I'm working on right now. So it's going to be 3 cedar trees. And basically everything that I make starts from a slab. I use a slab roller. I don't have a pottery wheel.
Okay.
Everything starts from a slab. And I use a lot of molds. Like I make plaster molds, and I've had some of them since I was in college, and I'm still using the same, like one of my favorite molds is an egg. I use this for chicken bodies. I use this for heads. I use this for like so many things, and I have different sizes of eggs.
That's so cool.
I know, I've got these boat molds, and instead of, like I used to make these boat dishes, well now they become like the base
Of your pieces.
of the piece. And I like to explore with different techniques. And when I was at Red Deer College, my instructor, Trudy Gawley, who is genius, she showed us a lot of different techniques. And so I still sometimes will go back into my sketchbooks and see things. And one of the things that we learned was adding perlite to clay. And so you get like some really wicked texture. Like this is like a really thin clay, and it's full of perlite. So it becomes lighter.
What does the perlite do in there? Because I know in gardens what it does, but what does it do to the...
It just takes up space.
Okay, so it just makes it so it just gives it some air within the actual elements of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So these are some pieces I'm making for the Carry Me Home show. I want to have like a whole wall of these.
That's so cool. So those will go on the walls themselves, like that.
Yes, they'll hang on the wall, but I'm also planning on putting like a piece of copper on the front, and then I'm going to draw on it like the inside of the house, possibly, or room, and then I'm going to etch it and stuff so you can see it. It'll become a little bit more three-dimensional.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
with the copper too, that would have a really nice look.
and it's very earthy, and like I just like the way copper patinas.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, this was one of the methods that I learned from Trudy. And so this is a solid base. If you had that as solid clay, it'd be really heavy. Mm-hmm. And it might also explode, or, you know, it would take a long time to dry and a long time to fire. And it's just stupid to have that thick of a chunk. So, but when you add the perlite to it, it takes up space and adds lightness.
Okay.
So, and it gives a great texture.
While keeping that... that structural integrity of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So these I made yesterday, and so I also made them out of a slab, and then I carved them, and then as they're like still soft, I can manipulate it and make it kind of craggy and kind of crusty, right? Because I like it when things look a little bit rough or it's not perfect, you know? And then, so these are all the pieces that I will start adding to the top.
Okay.
Like, to make the trees, because right now, I mean, they don't look very tree-like, or they don't look very happy. So I start adding, you know, these pieces, and these are all made just of slab, 2 pieces that I stick together, and some of them, like, I like them to be, you know, puffy or not just flat. So
it's such a cool process to see, because you never really get to see people working on their ceramic art. It's only once it's done.
Right?
And the process of building it is
It's the fun part.
That is, and it's like also where all the skill factor comes in, right?
You know, so something I like when we were talking about China and stuff, like my instructor and her husband spent a lot of time in China, and they in Jingdezhen, and they really, Trudy really liked a very clean aesthetic and beautifully rendered work, and I just admire her work so much, but it's not what I can do. And I remember her telling us one time in school that in China, if they're going to make an enclosed form that you will never see the inside, it will look just as nice as the outside. It will be rendered so finely on the inside as the outside. And I thought of that, I thought, wow, that's pretty skillful, you know, that's cool. But I had that pressure on myself for so long. Finally, one day I'm like, what the fuck? I need to like dump this extra pressure to make the inside look nice. When no, I don't really give a shit. So I thought I need structural integrity, and the fact that something isn't going to break or tip over or, you know, is way more important to me than whether it's pretty on the inside. You know, so that was very freeing for me, was to finally be like, I'm letting go of that, because it's just the pressure you don't need. You know, and if other people want to do that, that's fine, but it was too much for me. So
No, I can, and even kind of seems almost redundant to do it on the inside if it's never going to be noticed. But it's just their
it's their method of working, the discipline, and
the
you
discipline
know,
behind their cultures, right?
yeah, and that's great for them.
It's hard.
It's hard, right? Like, yeah.
I'm not that disciplined.
No, I'm thinking I want to have more fun. So, yeah. Okay, I bought this banding wheel, and it's lovely. It's like super smooth, but the thing never stops moving, and it starts to drive me a little crazy. So I've made all these components that they're a little soft, but we'll make it work. So, you know, there's the general scoring and slipping and sticking.
So it's basically just the gluing aspect.
Yeah.
So trying to score something that it can grip to.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all a little soft. Even the trunk is a little soft for me. I prefer them to be a bit harder or firmer. And then I always like make a coil in here to just give it some more strength, because I don't want anything to fall off or come apart.
Okay.
So a coil will just add extra support to the piece that you're adding. Look at it, it's too floppy. I need a heat gun.
Yeah, I can imagine that's where it gets tricky when you're trying to put all the weight on it too, right?
Yeah, and so ceramics is like hurry up and wait. You do all this work, you get it all ready, and then you got to wait for the next step. So generally I will have 2 or 3 projects on the go, and then I can leave something.
And bounce back and forth.
Yeah, and then I can come back to it later, or I will, like yesterday it took me just about all day to make these, and then I leave them overnight, and usually by the time I come back in the morning, they're ready to go. They've firmed up enough.
Okay.
But there's other things, you know, like I make them and then it's like, I better get that done, because if I leave it, it's going to be crap.
It's so cool seeing the tools and the techniques behind it.
Yeah, fun.
Where do you find those kind of tools? Are those specifically made for doing ceramics?
So some of these are, like with these rubber tip things.
Yeah.
Some of them are.
Super cool.
Some stuff you just find. Like I use a pen. I got a really cool texture with it. These make good nipples.
Love it.
It's my nipple maker.
That's funny, because like, yeah, that's the thing, right? You're gonna have to create a lot of the stuff that you use to mold things and or to do specific tools, like skills and like shavings and stuff, right?
Yeah, and so when making molds of things is kind of fun, right? Like dog toys can be really interesting, or like certain toys, kids' toys. You know, found objects. Like I found this company, they're from the Ukraine, and they did all this like crazy rolling pins.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so I mean, I use these a lot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then I've also like made my own.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not pretty,
But it does the job.
It does the job.
That's what matters, right?
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
You
reminds me of almost like concrete work, where you use what you can to make it work. Because a lot of the time they've got their trowels and stuff, but they'll have like these unique little things that each person has found over the years that is like, that helps for this specific job. And you're like,
yeah.
All right, bro.
Well, and the cool thing is with ceramics is you can make all your own stuff. You know, like these are the bubbles that on my mermaid mugs. Like there's texture on there. So the texture I use on there, I made like on the back of the handle and you know, whatever. So, and like I found molds of those, like it's called IOD or something.
I love that it's on the inside.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I love that attention to detail there. That is so cool.
I look at every surface is an opportunity for decoration. So you do the bottom, you got the inside at the bottom. The inside of here is really cool.
I love that, the way it feels. Yeah.
You know, and so every surface, like even the edge here, has an opportunity to put some kind of decoration on.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and like even, so like these ones.
These are the tree ones?
These are the tree ones that I've been making.
They're so cool.
So I took a stick and I just pressed it into clay and I made a little sprig mold from it. And then I can use that on the handle. And then I just carve everything and push it out. And, you know, then you can get high temperature wire that fires all the way to the top temp. So then you can add, you know, things. This one I add like a little heart on the bottom.
I love the color choices too. Like the color palette that you have for what you're choosing. I really enjoy it.
Thank you. Yeah, so years ago, like I love this clay body. It is like so forgiving. Everything is perfect for me. But during COVID, Johnson & Johnson decided that they wanted the talc mine. Talc is a ingredient that comes in this clay. And now nobody but Johnson & Johnson can use this talc. And they had to use a different kind of talc in this clay. And so some of my glazes don't fit it anymore. So these large ladies that I was making, the glaze was actually just flaking off and coming off. And I'm like, oh, and I tried different things. If I'm like, no more, you know? So I'm limited to what I feel like putting myself through to make the glazes that I like. So I really love this green Uribe glaze. And so this here is the terracage that I was talking about.
Okay.
This is a different glaze, but I have terracage on the inside here under a clear. It just has a really nice finish that I like.
They're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Like they're so cool.
Oh, you know, you want to talk about the way my brain works?
Always. Creative minds are my favorite.
So, do you know what Krampus is?
I do. I love Krampus.
So I make a glampus.
I love it.
So I took the Krampus and I gave him gold horns and gold fingernails and toenails and nipples, and he can lick his own nipple.
That is so funny. I absolutely love it.
And I gave him little balls.
So
it's
good.
The little hidden things
To make it magical, right?
I know. So I mean, you hang that in your Christmas tree.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. That is Like that's where I was like, yeah, the mind, the dark themed aspects is where I gravitate to.
So I got asked to do a steampunk pie plate.
Oh, cool.
So I so I started making it out of this red clay. And the red clay, which is different than my normal clay body, the red clay couldn't handle what I was putting it through. And so it was cracking, and like I went through 4. And by the 5th one, I'm like, what am I doing? I should be using my regular clay body that can take a beating. And, but so this was one of the red clay ones. It's cracked, but I mean,
So
it's
cool.
like, yeah, and then I have this on the inside.
That is hilarious. I love it.
So, you know, it's just really cool. I just was so happy
It is so
with
cool.
it. Weighs 10 pounds, but you know, whatever.
Right. Steampunk is a really cool way to go with it too, because
Yeah.
it's not something that you see a lot of, is like steampunk coffee cups or steampunk anything like that, right? It's usually all, like I said, cutesy and like colorful flowers and stuff like that. So to see a more of an edgier dark style is like, I think a lot of people will gravitate towards that.
People don't know what steampunk is.
No.
A lot of people don't know what steampunk is.
No, and it's, for me, it's like one of the coolest concepts of what could potentially be. And that's why I love it for being an art form where people do, especially when people are like creating the fashion for it. Because like, it's just mind blowing what people can think of.
For sure, for sure. Can I show you some of those things over there?
Oh, for sure. There's so much to see in here.
I know.
It's actually like, because you see those online.
So that's my Cirque du Poulet.
Yeah, it's so cool. Love it.
Yeah.
The elephant is so beautiful.
Very mindful.
They're so stunning. I love these trees.
Yeah.
So this is what the finished product looks like?
No. So this one is finished.
Okay.
That one is finished. These have only been bisque fired, so they've only been fired once.
Oh, okay.
So then I still have to like add some copper and things to it to accentuate the grooves. And I've got some wording and stuff I want to write on here. And then this one will have like this color of glaze on. This is the cedar tree.
Okay.
So it'll be different. Like obviously it's still kind of white.
I love the concept of the tree growing out of the roof.
Yeah. So when I was talking earlier about how sometimes things show up when you're least expect it, like you don't think that you're making something and then it shows up. So this is the second one of these I made. And the first one is inside my living room in a boat.
Okay.
When I was making this, I had an idea that I wanted these 3 trees to be, side by side and all kind of connected. And when I looked at it, this negative space looks like a head. So all of a sudden, it was like there's 3 figures that are like joined and
Arms up and raised and holding each other.
Yeah, and they're just like supporting each other. Yeah, and it just was so heartfelt, and it just hit me really, really hard. And I'm like, wow, that is the part of making art that I love, is when you get hit with that thing that you didn't even know was happening. And you're like, wow, I just made that. And it's
Like when Bob Marley used to say that he never wrote his lyrics, he would just let the spirit go through him, and that's where they came from, and then he'd have to memorize them. And that's kind of like how I feel with when I'm writing music, is I'm not the person writing it. It's always just like I'm a vessel for what the universe needs to put out. So it's kind of cool that you do it in a different medium where it's physical and it'll last, as where mine's like auditory, and you can only hear it so much, and only certain people will hear it. So it's kind of a cool thing to.
But it's still forever.
Visual, yeah, and that's why I like visual art. I always gravitate towards people who do paintings and stuff like that because I can't think of something and create it physically. I can think of something and create it music-wise, but like to be a painter and things like that, I'm terrible with. I've always tried to do it just for fun because it's soothing, but creating something like that, like what you said, it's like you didn't even realize it, but that piece has something more connected to it than what you originally thought, which is
It's
kind of
cool.
mind-blowing.
It's cool, and it's happened to me a number of times in things that I've made over the years, is that happening where you make it and the actual meaning comes out after. You know, like you said, you're just the vessel. You're just putting through what is flowing. And when you get in that flow state and stuff, it's magic, you know, and I'm so very grateful to have this space and to be able to just be in here and make stuff. You know, it's a lovely, there's good energy in here.
There is, yeah. That's one thing I noticed walking in is it was very light. Are those the tiles that you were talking about?
So these are the tiles that are going on this fire table. So they're all the naked people.
I love it.
So they're all in like
That's hilarious. See, it's cool that you make tiles though. Like to me, that's a skill set that I don't think most people would think of it when they're doing ceramics, right? I love it.
What kind of Kung Fu Charlie's going on there? They just make me laugh so much.
Right.
So I was so grateful my friends lent me those.
I love the colors.
Thanks. No, the tiles that I'm putting on my pillars over there are all in these boxes. Like I've made some for the long area. So they'll be like
and you got to piece them together.
and I got them numbered.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little smarter.
That's genius.
And then on the shorter side, I've made like all of these different glazes and different patterns. I'm just trying to use up stuff too. Like I got a ton of glazes that I'm not using. So it's like, I'll just cut tiles and.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I have the corners.
See, and like the fact that you did that all by hand is what astonishes me. That to me is like mind blowing. You're like, yeah, you know what? I want to create some tiles. I'm just gonna do it. It's like
I know. It's like
whatever, no big
who's
deal.
gonna say no to me? So, and then these are the tiles that go around the outside of that mural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're just gonna make a black border. And I think I got some. A corner.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love these skull coffee cups.
Yeah. This one's a steampunk kind of one.
Yeah. Oh man, feel the texture on that. It's so cool.
Yeah. So that's another texture I learned. It's kind of like a dry brushing thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like bone. It feels like bone.
It does. It's super cool.
And then I made like the handle is kind of like a spine.
Yeah. I love that. My favorite thing is your signature on the bottom of every one, like your little logos.
You.
I love that. It's so cool. They're absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
They're like the work that you do is just incredible. I love these.
So that's a badge of honor.
Okay, I see now. I love those. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I like them too. They're and then so these ones are still in process, but these are the cat heads.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This start like when you start to see what you have here. So these are all needing to be heated still?
Yeah, so they're greenware, so they're like raw. So yeah, I will add some color to them in underglazes or whatever. The terracage goes on at this stage. And then I will fire them once, then I'll glaze them and kind of dirty them up a bit and then put them back in.
I love this piece up here.
Yeah, that was a class I took actually years ago and I have never fired it. So, but this piece we were looking at, like, this was just a small kind of maquette. And I really want to make a sculpture of this because it's just so funny.
I love it.
Look at her boobs. Do you know, I was part of a, I think it was a centennial thing or something. I can't remember. When Canada turned 150, or I don't know, I can't remember. We did a big group thing where we, a bunch of artists, one of my friends had wanted to do like a big art show, and they gave everybody, if you're interested in participating, you got a box of crap and you had to make something with this stuff. So I had like a beer can and an old shoe and some other things, and there was like some baseball memorabilia and some other things in there. And so I started making a sculpture, and I was going to make a baseball player, and it just wasn't working out. It wasn't working out. And I thought, what is wrong with this, right? And it just I couldn't get the feel for it. And then I stuck a set of boobs on it, and I was like, yeah. So I put some boobs on it, and then she had on like a little thong and, you know, a little bikini and a little swim cap and stuff. And I called her Roxy the Barley Babe. And she had like, remember when you were a kid and you used to like step on a pop can and walk around with a pop can? So I put the boot on her, or the shoe on her, and then the other foot had the beer can. And, you know, I loved her, and I moved her here and she broke. So I was really sad. Oh, she also held out, there was a picture frame in the box. So I had her holding this picture frame, and she was kind of like looking through it. And after a while I thought, okay, I don't like that. So I made like a rainbow with clouds and things. So then she, I think there was a whole bunch of pride stuff going on or something. So I had her holding this rainbow with the clouds, and that was like my favorite thing.
That's so cute. Yeah. I love that.
Sometimes I'd put something else in her hands, you know, like whatever was going on. Yeah. And that was cool.
These are so cute. I love those.
Those are some Christmas ornaments that I made for the ashram.
Oh.
I spent 2 weeks at the ashram last summer, and it was a profound experience for me. Very healing, and I learned a lot about trust and how I don't trust anybody, and how I need to learn, you know, to not be quite so closed off. And so I don't always have a lot of extra money for donation, so I asked if I could make them these ornaments, and they can sell them in their gift shop for $20 each. So I can give them 100 ornaments. They can make 2,000, which is more than I could afford to give them. So, yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a kind of one of those feel-good things, right?
Yeah, no, and I mean, like, the value that you got from them, like you said, you can put a price on that. So what you can do is give back to them. That's like, I think the best thing to do at the end of the day.
That place is magical. It's like being in a big hug. It's lovely. And I would recommend anybody go and visit it, because it's just phenomenal. The energy there is just extremely special. And there's, like, it's run by swamis, you know, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to hopefully spend another week there this year. And yeah.
There's how far away is that?
It's at Crawford Bay. It's an
okay.
hour.
That's not bad at all.
No.
I know that there's also a Buddhist temple up this way, is there not? Closer towards
There's
Midway?
one in town.
Oh, is there?
So we have a Zen Buddhist, Kuya, has a Buddhist, I don't know if it's a temple, I don't know what it is. She's a Buddhist monk.
Okay.
And she has a beautiful building. This place is made with not one nail or screw. Everything is made
with wood.
And it all fits together. Like, it's incredible.
I love seeing those houses.
Yeah.
And yeah, that old style of building is mind-blowing compared to what we do nowadays.
Oh, yeah. The whole thing is cool. So
it's mind-blowing to see how your brain works when you actually get to come see them. Because, like, online, looking at the photos don't justify.
No.
Right? Because you're looking at a photo, whether you're on your phone or the computer. But, like, the elephant's at least 5 times bigger than I thought it was. You know, because online it looks like it's super small. What is the biggest piece that you've accomplished today? How tall has it been, or wide?
So I think it was probably that Roxy, because she was about this big, I think.
Oh, wow.
And I had to fire her head separate from her body. So her body obviously was big, and but yeah, to get her to fit in the kiln, I had to take her head off. So that was a logical place to kind of, but like I said, I'm going to be making those taller trees.
Yeah.
So
Are they going to be ones like this?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So a friend is making me the armature and the stand that they'll fit on, and then I will just build it in sections and then figure it out. Yeah. I'm excited about that, actually.
That would be a cool experience.
Yeah,
Because that's your kiln right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, so this is Chuck Norris.
Rest in peace, sir.
Yep, still going strong. But, it's only it's 25 inches deep. It looks deeper than it actually is.
Yeah.
So this is is a 7 cubic foot. And so the other one's only 2. So that's tiny.
Okay.
And this is Chuck Norris.
Love it. It's incredible getting to see them. Mm-hmm. How much does a kiln cost?
So this was about $7,000 or $8,000.
That's insane.
But I bought it brand new. But yeah, they're not cheap.
And you can do a lot with them too.
Yeah.
Not just ceramics, but you can do...
People use them for glass or, glass, ceramics. I don't know what else you'd want with. There's different ones you can get as well. You don't have to get a big one like this. It can be, there's shallower ones or, whatever. But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
What a cool job to have. You're just like, I get to melt things in a kiln all day and eat them up.
It's pretty good because I get up really early. I take my dog for a walk. I have breakfast. I do my exercises. And then I'm like, 10, 11. Yeah, I better go to work.
Right? And just walk in the backyard and create things that make you happy.
Yep. And then, do what I got to do. And yeah, it's a pretty special life.
And I think that kind of is like the best part of it because realistically at the end of the day, you're getting to do what you love and giving that to the world. Mm-hmm. Like I love the trees. That's probably, I love the dark things, but I love trees. Like you said, I'm a tree hugger too. I enjoy going to the island and going to see Cathedral Grove and hugging them as much as possible. Yes. So when I see the trees, they resonate with me. So this is, these are what I'm going to take prints from. So I'm just working on the process. Yeah, I was going to ask that. Are these the ones that you were talking about?
Yeah, so this I got from my friend Gunda, from her husband's woodpile. And then this is a friend, another friend gave me this. Yeah, so basically I've had to, because this was all chainsawed, so I had to smooth it out. I bought a planer and then I got a sander and I'm like sanding and smoothing it as much as I can. And then you burn it.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
And when you burn it, it burns out the soft layer. There's like a soft layer and a hard layer.
Okay, so you can actually feel within the rings. When
you burn it, you get rid of that and then it raises the texture. So I still have to put some shellac on it to seal it.
You can actually physically rub your finger in the rings. So that's what would give you the print.
Yeah. So then you put a printmaking ink on top and you put a lovely piece of paper and then rub it and you pull it off and you got
So then you would take that and transfer that to the clay? Or how do you go about that?
So this would just be prints.
Okay.
But I have also thought about taking that and adding them to maybe t-shirts, or I can make decals. And that was another thing I thought about, was adding decals of something like this to the outside of the house where the tree is on top of the house.
Yeah.
You could add the decals print of the print of the tree onto the house.
See, I love that so much. That reminds me of Studio Ghibli. That reminds me of a beautiful fantasy world.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was kind of just a study. I wanted to see how it was going to turn out, but I think it's really cool. And then I'm still going to keep working with the house and how like the trees can surround the house, can grow into the house, can have like be still merging together. Maybe the house is up here.
Or like merging them completely and building the treehouse. Where
Right?
it's like there are one. We live within it.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's your environment as well, right? And trees are very secure and add like when I go for walks up over the mountain and at the wildlife center and stuff, and you're in the trees, and there's a magical feeling in a security of those trees, and then I don't know, it's just lovely. I love being in the trees. So to have to be able to make things like this is just special for me.
I love it because it still has you. It still has that feel.
Thank you.
Right? Like even though it's
There's no
a brighter imagery, it still has the like that creepy Dr. Seuss that I love, and it's like, yep.
Well, I know. I like it when things have that crustiness, and like this is black copper oxide, and it's like my most favorite thing is putting that stuff, because sometimes it'll burn off and sometimes it doesn't, like, and depending on how thick it is. And so you get like kind of bald spots or faded areas, and it's just has a really organic type of feel to it, as opposed to if you just used a black underglaze, which is very solid, very matte. It's still there, whereas this kind of burns off and gives you like a random organic thing that
where
I
it's
just
up
love.
to the actual clay to do.
Yeah, and like you can see, like this is only fired once, and this is second. Like you can see how it changes when after I put the black on it, and the heat and stuff changes it.
And you were saying you put copper in them?
So this black stuff is called copper oxide.
Oh, okay, so it's like a spray?
Nope, it's a powder that I buy, and I mix it up with a little bit of clay because it's quite heavy, and so you need it to stay a bit suspended in the water. No, the copper sheeting I'm going to put on those other little houses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the etching and stuff.
Because it looks like the color of it has that copper to it, and that would come from that. The powder. That's mind-blowing. That's like the techniques that goes behind it. Because usually, like forever, I thought it was just that you do the sculpting, you would do the kiln work, and then you paint it. Right? I never thought it was like these different types of things.
The one thing about ceramics is, what I find magical is that when somebody doesn't know what you're doing. So yeah, I've painted things because it comes out of the kiln and you're like, that's not what I wanted, or something happens and I think I'm just going to touch it up with some paint. I'm going to touch it up with this or that, and you get the look that you want. You don't have to be limited to making everything work out in the kiln. You can do whatever you want. Like I said, a cup or a mug or something has certain parameters that you have to have in order to make it food safe, go through a dishwasher or washing, all that kind of thing. But sculptural stuff, I've known people who put flocking on their stuff. Like I've added, like the next direction I want to go is using found objects and adding ceramic sculptural pieces to found objects. So I've got a bunch of pieces that I'm amassing that I want to add figures to, or whatever, and we'll see how that goes.
That's really cool, like upcycling and creating art out of it.
Yeah, like old metal, or I found this basket thing over there, and it's going to be like the skirt, and then I'll make the figure on the top and maybe have her legs hanging inside or something. I found a light fixture that is, I think, from the 60s, and I want to turn it upside down and make it a rocket ship, because it's got all these things, right? And I'm like, turn it, and then it would be like all the lights coming down and looking like a rocket ship. So, it's just all up there.
Yeah, I love it.
I need all this time that I don't have.
Right, and that's what I can't remember. My one friend said it. He said you've got 1,000,001 projects, and you got to choose the 150 that you want to do,
right?
Because you're never going to be able to finish them all, and that's like the hardest thing about being a creative person is like one day you're going to hit a point where you can't do it anymore. So getting it all out what you can is like that's what we're meant to do. We're not supposed to be stuck in a box. That's why it's like you're right where you need to be in doing what you do. And it's cool to see that the evolution of how it started to come to where you're working on now and what you're doing. Because I love these. These are so cool.
Thank you.
I love the concept of like the way you've carved the knots into them and everything, and the burls, and they're just stunning.
Well, so one of my signature things is putting a heart on things. And I used to have hearts on like the chest of things, on my ladies, whatever. And somebody saw one of my mugs or something, and she's like, "Oh, I love how you put a heart on it." And I'm like, "I didn't." So I looked at it, I'm like, "What?" I didn't know what she saw, but I'm like, "I'm going to do it." So I started carving like in those knots. One of them's a little heart, and so inspiration and answers and things come to you through so many different avenues. You just got to be open and listen.
No, it's very true. This has been an absolutely incredible experience. I want to thank you for your time, your story.
Thank you.
And getting to spend 2 hours with you has been
Thank you
incredible.
so much.
We'd love to do it again next time when we're out and see where you are, and then a year or two and see what you're creating then. So
For sure.
thank you again for your time, your story.
Thank you.
And if you would like to be a part of the show, there will be a QR code at the bottom of the screen that you can scan. It'll take you to a form to fill out, and we will be in touch. I'm Robb, and this has been Story Hive on Location Kelowna. We'll